to fuck you with. There's no place to hide once I step inside the room. Dr. Jones, prepare for the boom.
Welcome guys back to That Duder Gaming. I wanted to hit y'all back with a Raid Shadow Legends game question that has been asked to me in the Facebook gaming channel. I was on there, and I had just recently got one of the best characters, champions on the game, Lydia. I have absolutely grinded my butt off, and yes, me, that duder, I've actually gotten myself my very own Lydia. And in doing that, that means that I've absolutely had to squeeze out any and everything that I possibly could in Faction Wars to be able to get Lydia. So immediately I went to my Facebook page, and I of course said, "Hey guys, check it out. I'm part of the Lydia group." The very first question that everybody asked was, "Well, who did you use for this? Who did you use for that?" That's a very good question. So I thought that I would go ahead and make a video pertaining to who I actually use in each one of my factions. So I know I'm kind of running out of time in this particular one, but I wanted to show, while I still have a little bit of time, my Ogre tribe, stage 21. I'm not 100% sure this is exactly who I used for this one. I know that I used Drokul, I think that's how you say his name, because of his shields. I know 100% that I did use him. And I know I used at least one of my man-eaters because of his unkillable. I know I used at least one of those two. And then I'm pretty sure that I used the, I'm pretty sure that I used Big Un. So this may be the team that I use for my stage 21. So I've got Ignatius here, Big Un, my one man eater, Drokul, and my who is that guy? The AoE Epic. I can't even think of his name right now. I'm slipping over myself because I'm trying to hurry up. Everybody, he's one of the only three AoE counterattack people. I'm literally trying to think of it while I'm sitting here scrolling through. I have him over here. Let's see. What is his name? Because I want to make sure that you know who I'm talking about. Anyways, anybody that knows who he is, you know who I'm talking about. Now, the other one that I had up was Faction Wars. I've got 40 seconds. My Undead Horde for my crypt. I just clicked on it. Come on. It's in the way. Running out of time. My stage 21 on this. I'm pretty sure this is not who I used. I did not have Nethril up. I used Seeker instead, and I'm pretty sure I used Mausoleum Mage because I needed somebody to use to clear, to wipe out, or to clear out the trying to hurry up. This is killing me. Anyways, I needed to be able to clear the debuffs and stuff like that. So I know I use Mausoleum Mage. I know some of these are really hard without having the legendaries. So Mausoleum Mage is a good epic to have to be able to do the Undead Horde. Trying to see if I include the vault. I did use Gorgorob for my revives. I did have him in. And I did use Mausoleum Mage. Those were the two epics that I used. I did not use all legendaries. So that is definitely the two epics that I used. I did not use all legendaries. But it is good to have Harvest Jack because he can definitely stun or use his true fears and his fears to use on the Valks and everything on the second wave, because they are definitely very difficult. Martial art is a definite plus if you have him. Nethril is absolutely a must if you have him. He can definitely help with stunning the champions on the first and second wave. It's just a combination of people that you can use to try to help get through those first and second waves. The boss, man, it's so hit or miss with the boss. I mean, it's very difficult. It's trial and error for the most part. I mean, I tried so hard for so long to try to get to mix and match the right set of champions to get the right set. So, I mean, I've got a good set. I've got a good set of champions, and yes, as you can see, I've actually got 4 Nethrils. So, right, the one that I have in right here, and then I have 3 that are at 60, 50, and 50. But anyways, Nethril's a good one if you have him booked and everything. But anyways, so that was my undead and my ogre tribe. Now, who did they just refresh, and who do we have coming up on the next couple of... Okay, so we have Sacred Order and Demon Spawn. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. Demon Spawn was absolutely horrible to try to pass until I got who was it? It was the oh shoot, I just jumped right into it. I did not mean to jump right into it. But it wasn't until I actually got Duchess. When I got Duchess, it was absolutely easy. Absolutely easy. And I've got 2 Prince Kymars, and I still couldn't beat it. But once I got Duchess, I can actually just auto stage 21 now that I have Duchess. Duchess is I would almost say a must for Demon Spawn. You can probably get up to stage 21, but I don't know if you can actually even beat this without her, just to be honest. But I mean, I've got really good Demon Spawn champs. I mean, I've got Krutraxa. I've actually got 3 Prince Kymars. I've got 2 Duchess. I've got the other one, the one that was the... I forgot if it was a... I don't know if it was... I don't think it was a... I don't think it was a fusion or anything. Countess Lix? No, they just had her where you could get her if you summoned enough or something like that. You could get her, but I actually ended up pulling her. I didn't get her that way. Astralon is her partner, but Astralon is part of the Sacred Order. But if you put them both together, they make a nasty little duo. But as you can see, this Valkyrie wave is nothing. They absolutely wipe it clean if you have Duchess. I mean, this is super easy if you have this little mix right here. I've got 2 Kymars, a Krutraxa, a Duchess, and Countess Lix. Countess Lix, the way that I have her set up is it's a nasty little mix where I have her over 230 crit damage. And she just absolutely slams. And she has a nasty thing where she does a block. She does where she blocks out your um, active active things that you do. Sitting there trying to look at the damage and stuff that they're doing, and but it's insane. I mean, this team right here is, because it is so done. I don't think that I made them do. There's certain things any because they're doing the way that I have it set up. I don't think that it's set up any certain way. The way that I have it, I think it's all done on auto, on its own. I don't think that I have it done any certain way. So I don't think that you have to set it up to do anything in a certain order. But Prince Kaimar's abilities in itself is insane. The way that he can on his A3 can reset every one of your abilities. I mean, if you have these champs, Demon Spawn Stage 21 is an easy auto. An absolute easy auto. I'm sorry that that keeps popping up. It's just something that my phone does whenever it's been sitting for a second. And of course, Duchess, she has her revive. So even if somebody goes down, she just pops them back up. I have her set up with, I think, a 400 or 500 resistance and a crap ton of defense. And she don't hardly, I don't think she hardly ever dies ever on anything. I think I have her in my arena defense and everything. So like I said, this is an easy setup. If you have these champs, this is an easy setup. That's the reason I can actually show this one, because I can auto this one. I don't even have to show you the play by play on this particular setup. It is an absolute easy one. Victory, 3 stars, no problem. So we go to the next one that they wanted us to look at. We have Demon Spawn, and then we have Sacred Order. Sacred Order was the very first one that I was actually able to auto, because once again I have absolute phenomenal champs. Oh, let me go look at the Demon Spawn real quick, because I just happened to just quickly jump into this stage 21 battle. Let me see if there's anybody that you can actually sub in to help you get through that. Oh yeah, okay. Demon Spawn, this is one that you can actually use epics to pass. One of the epics, there are 2 epics that I would actually say are very good with turn meter manipulation and crowd control, and that's Umbral Enchantress. Umbral, what's her name? Umbral. Let's see. I have her in my vault. Let's get her out so we can have a look at her, because she is a good champ. And she's worth a look, because she's very good. If you don't have all the stellar legendaries that I do for Demon Spawn, Umbral Enchantress. She is, for crowd control, she is absolutely phenomenal. The thing that her Undying Evil A3 ability is phenomenal, in which it hits all enemies, AoE slam, 80% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 2 turns, places an unkillable buff on her for 2 turns. So it's causes a provoke, and she's unkillable. then places a block active skills debuff on this champion for 5 turns. The block active skills debuff cannot be resisted or blocked and cannot be removed. But I mean, it's absolutely. I mean, it's a super crowd control move, and I mean, it's definitely an epic that can be plugged into that setup for Demon Spawn. Now, the other epic that I can say that can be used in Demon Spawn for a CC type deal is Allure. She has on her A1 has an ability where she can absolutely control turn meter, in which she has a 3-hitter, and it absolutely controls. I mean, it knocks down the turn meter almost to nothing. Let's see if we can take a look at her real quick, because I have her on my. She is a beast in Fire Knight, so I always have her in my regular play. I have her set up pretty nicely. Let's see, her Psychic Whip ability. Attacks 3 times at random, decreases the target's turn meter by 25% on each hit. So, I mean, it literally knocks it down 75% because I got her actually decently high, and I mean, it's nice. It hits. I mean, and it almost always lands. And I mean, it's an A1, so I mean, it can hit every turn. If you have it on a single target like Fire Knight, I mean, she's god level. She's S tier god level for Fire Knight. Okay, so that's 2 epics that I would be able to plug in on for Demon Spawn. So we can move on to Sacred Order. Like I said, this was one that I definitely was able to auto because of the champs that I had. So let's see. Oh, this one that this was probably the one that I had the champ that probably absolutely changed my account 100%, and that's Martyr. Martyr absolutely was one of the champions that absolutely changed my account. I was able to make it all the way through campaign with her and Miscreated Monster. I was absolutely able to crush all the way through Brutal Nightmare campaign. Just the 2 of them, just the 2 of us, took it all the way through and just crushed it. I mean, so in Sacred Order, I have her, and then the supporting cast. When I pulled Venus, that was it. That was my missing piece for Sacred Order to go on auto 100% for Sacred Order. It was her AoE weakness, for her to do the weakened ability for AoE. I mean, it's a lot when you're able to do that ability, and then she also has her HP burn. It's just it's a nasty combo. So as you can see, I do have an epic in this setup, and that is Godseeker Aniri. She is probably one of the better revivers in the game. So I have her set up. I have her in this setup because if anybody dies, there's not usually anybody that does that. But if there just happens to be somebody that dies, she does. She's got a pretty good revive ability, in which I believe that one of her abilities revives, and then she has another revive ability, if I'm not mistaken. Or her passive does one. Her A3.
Sorry.
Her. Yeah, run. Sorry, my Florida State Seminoles are playing Notre Dame right now. They just scored a touchdown, tied the game. Let's get it. Okay, back to Godseeker and Neri. The A3 revives a dead ally with 50% of the HP, then fills their turn meter by 50% and resets the cooldowns on all their skills. And this is on a 4-turn cooldown. That's not bad at all. And then she has a passive. And the passive is very interesting, in which if an ally is about to get killed by a fatal hit, it preempts that hit and then instantly replaces a revive on death buff on them for 1 turn before the damage is taken. That's really interesting, and that, when booked, is down to a 4-turn as well. So I mean, like I said, she is a very interesting epic in herself. One of the best, probably one of the best revivers in the game. Next to one of the other Sacred Order voids, that would be Cardinal, who is also in this group as well, in which she has an ability that revives everybody, and when she revives everybody, they get 100% of their turn meter. That is a ridiculous move. I believe she's the only person in the game that does that. Which that's really cool. A lot of people like Sanguinia, or I believe some people, not all people. Sorry, I haven't got to really build her. I don't know if she's really as good as people like. Some people, a lot of people like the uncommon guy Armiger, but he's more of just for bosses, so I wouldn't use him for faction wars. I wouldn't plug him in there. Deacon Armstrong, super good. I don't have him built, but I've only heard good things about him. So I definitely think that you could probably find a space for him in the setup. I know for my setup that I have right now, I just have that 34% attack as my lead. And then I have Ashelon, which is a super hitter. Then I have my weaken, and then I have Martyr for my AoE counterattack. So the way that I have it set up, I can put it on auto and just absolutely kill it. So, I mean, that's just how I have it set up, and it works. But like I said, there are definitely this is one of the most versatile. I would say this is one of the more versatile factions that you can use the epics or the other ones in here, like Cardinal, Mordecai, even with his HP burns and his super defense. I mean, he's you can build him to stay alive. Lightsworn can stay alive for a while. I don't know how he hits, but I believe he has a revive on death ability. Deacon Armstrong, like I said, he's really good. I mean, this is a very wide open faction. So I mean, you can find ways around this faction to absolutely dominate in this one, and you can. I mean, anybody can beat this faction. This faction is very beatable. But this is mine, and this is how I have it set up. So, like I said, those are the ones that I have so far. I will try to, as they come open, I will try to make another video or videos and get them out to try to help people and let them know how I beat them to get my Lydia. And that's all I got for y'all. Appreciate y'all hanging out, watching my videos. Y'all have a good one. Let's get it.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. There's no place to hide once I step inside the room. Dr. Doom, prepare for the room.